Hey everyone, welcome to the stream. Happy Thursday. Thanks for joining me. For those that are new, my name is David Lozeau. I'm a Southern California-based Day of the Dead style artist. Glad you could join us. We're gonna do a little painting tonight. Probably about an hour and some change. Just doing the enamel outline to this piece. So again, glad you could join me. Feel free to shoot through any questions you have about this piece, about art in general. That's what we're here for. Excited to be getting these streams rolling again. So sit back and enjoy, and let's get painting.
Melissa Comstock says hello from stormy Chicago.
Always first in.
Welcome,
kind Melissa.
Of stormy?
What kind of stormy?
What does that mean? Oh my, now I want to look it up.
It's already overly warm here.
Yeah, we actually went to a, if you've ever been out here, Melissa probably knows the Wild Animal Park, and it's mid-70s, sunny, beautiful, birds are out. It's just
full summer now. All of a sudden, overnight, it became summer.
Yeah, we're just ready for it. It's just happening now. All right, I'm looking up Chicago. What do we got here? Not cold though, not at all. Mid-70s, thunderstorms, you know, rainy, but not bad. No damage, I hope. What is Auntie-M? She said thunderstorms with a risk of...
At the moment.
Auntie-M.
Auntie-M?
Auntie-M.
Oh, risk of tornadoes.
No!
Mm-hmm.
What? No. Yuck. No. Scary. Half Warrior over on YouTube says, great to see you're left-handed, as I used to be.
Used to be?
Uh-oh. It sounds like a wood accident. Oh no.
Well, what was the name again?
Half Warrior Artist.
Half Warrior Artist. Well, thank you, man. If you've had to adapt to the other hand, I hope it's gone well.
Oh.
I often think of that.
Dave cannot draw or paint with that right hand, so it would be done.
But I'm right-handed in every sport. I'm like a fake lefty.
Hemiplegic from a stroke. Oh man. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, Dave's one of those weirdos that can kind of do both, but the art is strictly left.
Yeah, there's no...
Strictly left. I'm always like, if you can do both, maybe you should work on both, because... Like, I'm getting older, and I'm getting, I don't even know what I don't know what you call it, but like my hands cramp up, and you know, I like just can't grip things anymore, and you know, that happens. Melissa said 2 more months and she's moving home to Montana. Oh, well then the weather should be totally fine.
That sounds like a great weather move.
That should be no problem. Oh my goodness. My mom has a friend in Montana, and that's real snow out there. Woo! Diecast Roof over on Instagram says hi there.
Hey, Diecast Roof, thanks for joining us. Oh, I don't want to hear myself. Turn the audio off.
Feedback there. No one wants to hear you twice. So Melissa said, no tornadoes or earthquakes in Montana, so I'll take it. Yeah, that's true. If it's just snow, honestly.
And no one's there to hear you.
Deal with that.
And no one's around you to hear you cry about it because there's no one there.
Yeah. That's true though. You really don't have all those. You have snow. Half the year, but you don't have the you don't have the big stuff. I don't think.
I think the snow gets bigger though.
Have you tried to draw and paint right-handed? Like seriously tried?
No.
No?
It'd be terrible.
You think so?
Yeah, I know it'd be terrible. How would it be with your left hand?
But I know that you do so many things with your right hand. You should try though. I'm curious what we're looking at. Like you don't feel like it would.
God, it'd be terrible.
Really?
Yeah. Although I've moused with my right hand my whole life too, but no, I don't think it would be very. I think it'd be a disaster.
Huh. All right.
I barely have the left hand figured out.
Yeah. Well, once you finally get good with your left hand, if we could approach using the correct hand. You know. So being that guy.
Being that guy. I want to be different.
Oh, he was a billboard painter.
Oh, okay.
He got grief from his right-handed workers. We righties, secret jealousy over the left-handers. Diecast over on Instagram says, I guess she's from Texas.
Oh, this one? Bless your heart. I think it's the first polka dot bikini and shorty shorts I painted.
I would say the first shorty short. I don't think I've seen you do that. Polka dots. I feel like I know you did a pinup girl, but she had like little cherries, right?
Yeah.
Not polka dots?
Not polka dots.
I can't think of anything that's had polka dots. Right, you've done flowers, cherries. It's weird when you think about like things you haven't done. Why not?
Yeah, just haven't got around to it.
Why not? What have you been doing? So, Half Warrior's asking, when you put your color first, do you do a light pencil sketch to start?
Oh, definitely. So, yes, I do. So I do my sketch first. This one was done digitally, which most of my sketches are because I travel around. So here's the sketch. And I take this sketch and I trace it onto my background with Saral graphite transfer paper. Saral is just the brand, S-A-R-A-L, but it's a white graphite transfer. So it gives me this drawing, but in white. And then I could do all my underpainting, all the gouache, everything you see here is that. And if you look close, you can kind of see a little bit of the white line of that drawing. And I paint that all out, and anything that's still showing is a hair bit on this. You can't really see in your camera, but there's a hairline there. I go back with a little Q-tip at the end and touch up anything that's there. But yes, everything's laid out.
When you're painting.
Yes.
This style, yeah.
Yeah.
So if you were doing like ink and watercolor, would you do a pencil drawing first?
Yes.
So
I rarely just jump. Yeah, I rarely would just freestyle and jump in, because things for me just don't end up where they're supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
So I like to sketch and work on my ideas and really flesh out. And I basically sketch to this, proportions of the canvas I'm going to paint on, so that I kind of work out all my problems ahead of time before I even get there. So now I'm at this stage, it's really the mechanical aspect of doing it. And if there are any problems, like problems meaning things I haven't painted before and I have to figure out when I get there, like I know those in advance. It's usually a bigger issue on bigger paintings when it's like, okay, I know when I get to that part, I got to figure that out. But with these small things, like every texture and thing in here I have a kind of a library in my head of, how to do it.
And is that just, or maybe both, but is it to prevent yourself from having a mess up, or does it make the painting itself more fun? Like what's the purpose of working it out in advance?
It makes a much better painting, because the first try at anything is rarely right. And sketching lets you work out the proportions and new ideas and test new things. It just lets me get everything correct. If I was to just jump at this with gouache, it'd be kind of close, but I wouldn't be able to go back and change things, that I kind of, oh, she's not this, she's not that, she needs more this or that. Like, you can't do that if you've already painted it down. Not with my kind of paints. If you have oil paints and something like that, or even acrylics, you can kind of, paint over and start over. But gouache, once it's down, I can't put more gouache on top of it because it activates the gouache below it and it becomes a big muddy mess. So that alone is a real reason I have all my drawing worked out ahead of time. It isn't just something I can go back in and paint over.
So while the enamel is very permanent, this last line work stage, like it is on, this is.
Yeah, there's no fixing. I couldn't take it off if I wanted to.
But this is also a freeing part of your painting, right? Like you enjoy, this is fun.
This is the best part of the painting for me, because this is where all the nooks and crannies and details, and while the color gives me a suggestion of forms and shapes, I can really define them with the line work. I can carve them, cut them. I mean, her hair was a great example. It was just a big mass of brown. When I go in and start carving out the strands and giving it flow, it just comes to life. And for me, that's the most fun part of this, for sure.
So this isn't stressful. This part of it.
No, this is
worked it out already.
And like the reason I can talk and do this and have always been able to when I do demos, because this is my brain just doing what it does. Like I am comfortable. I've done this before. I know what to do. I know how I want it to look, and it's just a matter of making enough strokes to keep making strokes till it looks like what's in my head. And don't paint yourself out of position, because being left-handed, I have to make sure that I don't get too far where my hand can't get back to where the painting is.
Melissa said you said nooks and crannies, and now she wants a Thomas's English.
Yeah, exactly.
Isn't that the truth? Oh, I love those. Nooks and crannies.
Always reminds me of a friend I work with. His name is Steve. One morning, his wife was making English muffins, and she got the little flour on the back. What is it?
The crumbs.
The crumbs on the back of the English muffin, all over the counter, and started yelling at him that all the nooks and crannies were falling out.
He's like, the what?
It's like he made her say it like 4 times. I'm sorry, the what's falling out? The nooks and crannies are all over the counter. I don't know why I still think of that story.
I do too. It's one of the weirder and dumber things.
It is attached to nooks and crannies.
So now if Dave makes toast or something and there's crumbs on the counter, I'm like, you left nooks and crannies everywhere. This is 20 years later, and that stupid joke doesn't go away.
Doesn't get old.
Diecast says your choice of color is very nice.
Thank you. I love color, and because I do so much work and have done so much work, I really know what I like, what kind of resonates. With line work, you have to kind of, even this line work, this ink isn't black. It'll look black on the video, but it's actually dark green. And it just kind of, because it has a little bit of that green tint in there, just gives a little extra oomph that doesn't flatten the piece as much as a sticker would.
Alan Kaufman says, hey David.
Hey Alan, what's going on, man? Working on locomotives.
I feel like the bikini top is a lot more flattering than the little shells from the painting. The shells just, flatten them out.
All right.
Yeah, the polka dots, she's busty.
She's busty.
Ellen says all day, every day.
Railies.
Alan, are you into model trains? I wonder if that's like a total given.
It's a good question. I always feel like those guys retire to that.
Maybe when they're older.
Yeah, but I don't know. That's
I don't know.
I have no basis for that.
Yeah, I mean, it's if you like it, it's got a hobby. He says no, but his son is. He's working on a Mercedes-Benz on a locomotive. What? Working with Mercedes-Benz on a locomotive.
Mercedes on a locomotive.
They make what does that look like? Pretty nice, right?
No, I think they make the engines probably.
Yeah. Huh. I like her hair.
Yeah, all the hair, the outfit, the whole thing's pretty funny.
She seems like trouble.
Yeah, she's getting carried out over his shoulder.
Yeah.
Her hair's getting held back after this show.
Yeah, she's too much.
Yeah.
She's gonna be a lot. Yeah.
He's like, oh crap. They're not even at a concert. They're in the backyard.
Yeah. Frogman Wade is saying, are you still in California? I lived in San Marcos. I moved back home to Louisiana. Love your work.
Thank you, Frogman Wade. Yes, we are. We are actually right down the street from San Marcos. We are in Fallbrook.
Diecast is asking, how long does it take to finish?
So diecast, something like this here. So I'm just doing the last stages. I'm probably maybe 3 or 4 hours into it, counting the background and all that other stuff. So this stage here is probably about an hour and a half on this kind of piece. And because I do, most of my paintings are huge. I mean 1824 is kind of my standard, and it goes up from there. I just actually finished an 8 foot by 4 foot, so it's all different ranges. But something like this, hour and a half. 18 by 24, which is my normal size. The bulk of my work I do in. That can be, with a more serious piece, probably 20, 30 hours. I paint relatively fast.
Melissa's saying that's what that cooler there, the empty cooler, is for. To take care of whatever problem she has. Yeah. So Alan says, so it's a diesel motor designed by Mercedes to be in a ship, but then retrofitted to be in a locomotive.
Ah.
Jeez. Wow. And then for reference, how big is that motor? Like, to give me perspective on how...
And also, did you tell them that I should probably go to Germany to see your factory just so I can see how this is being made? Just so I can, approve. To get the best help for you I could be.
I always think it's funny because if you just painted regular humans, you wouldn't have to do all the little joints and knuckles.
Mm-hmm.
Like you've become quite the expert in anatomy. You have to do all the little pieces.
But then if I was doing like serious stuff, I have to decide on eye color, skin tones all the time too.
Right.
I'm just hoping to get a Solo Cup artist sponsorship.
I don't understand how they haven't reached out to you.
I mean, this is
probably the 5th painting, maybe the Solo Cup or Red Solo Cup.
What are you guys waiting for?
Oh my God! What an opportunity for them.
They're really missing a key demographic.
Mm.
Drunk skeleton women is a huge growing demographic.
It is. So he's saying that the motor is about the size of a Chevy Colorado, long and wide, and about 7 feet tall. Man. Big chunky engine.
I do miss our Arizona trips because when we drive to Arizona, it's about 7 hours, and at some spots there's nothing to see but to count the number of engines attached to a certain train. So it is a how many we got here? Oh, 4. 4.
Yeah.
It's quite a thing on our little travels.
Oh goodness. Mr. B. Phillips over on Instagram says, my homie, biggest hugs, bud, just built up the Rise Party Master V2 to finally retire the DNA. Miss you, homie, big hugs. That sounds like mountain bike talk.
There's mountain bike talk in there.
Mountain bike talk.
Great to hear from you, man. I got my DNA frame is retired and sitting over, actually 20 feet from me right here. I attempted a backflip into a foam pit and destroyed the stainless steel dropouts in the rear, and that was how it got retired.
And that's how I almost died.
And that's how I almost died. It was not a great backflip attempt, I'll tell you right now.
I was just gonna say, how good did that even? Straight through.
Believe it or not, over rotation.
Panicked and just pulled it all up.
Yeah, it all just went terrible, and the bike hit the box frame of the foam pit. Yeah. So.
I never feel like those are quite big enough.
No.
He says, which gen? I might have spares for you.
Oh, Jesus. Which gen is that? Well, it's the gen from when I was there, so it's the kind that the BMX style turned to push out. I don't know what the other gen looked like. So we're talking 2004, 2003, 2004, that gen.
Halfway saying, I was born in Flagstaff, Arizona. And question, are your colors acrylics?
Flagstaff. So the background is acrylic.
Like all the green.
All the green. And then all the colors you see here, like the red Solo Cup and such, is actually gouache, which is like an opaque watercolor.
And then the enamel.
And then, what I'm doing now, the line work is enamel. So it's all over the map. And the reason I like these multi mediums like that is I did live demos for most of my career. It's doing shows and festivals and such. So I wanted something that would dry fast on the under layer, being the gouache, and I could get to the line work layer faster so people could see detail going in, because it just looks so much better at this stage than it does when you're putting in the other detail. And I know people walk by and go, that guy's terrible. So that's what we're doing here, and that's kind of how I got how I got to this style.
Diecast is saying, it sounds like it takes a long time to paint, but I think the Texas girl is worth it. So probably all in all, a piece this size, are we talking from drawing to background, maybe 6 hours?
Yeah.
So a 10 by 16, a 10 by 14 without background drama, without a lot of detail, just an atmospheric background is probably about 6 hours. If this piece was detailed with all kinds of things in the background, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. Then
concert goers, or
yep.
More and more and more. That would add time. But, yeah. I think that's a fair assessment.
Yes, these little small ones here that I do for the live streams all tend to be in that range, unless it's a big piece that I'm kind of letting you guys check out that I'm working on. But most of the time, it's these smalls that are kind of this size. They're an hour and a half of enamel, and they're done.
Yeah, and you'll notice we never show the acrylic background painting because that's just messy, just layers and layers of acrylics and colors and washes, and it's kind of...
It's just really boring to watch.
It's kind of funny, actually, like on TikTok and stuff. You'll see people playing with colors, and then that's their whole painting. Move your head a little bit.
1 second.
You know what I mean? Like their entire painting is
the same swirly background style thing.
Backgrounds, yeah. So and then that dries, and then the gouache is kind of like filling in all the little bits and pieces and parts. It's not that interesting to watch though, from a video standpoint. Like if you were watching him live paint at an event, you might be watching that occur, and you're like, oh, I see things forming, but. You know, it's just still, it's very ghosty, it's very loose. We don't understand, I don't think, what he's getting at. You see that there's people and they're in clothing, but it just doesn't look great. And so we typically on demos don't even show those two steps, or in videos even. Well,
yeah, again, because remember, I was just festivals and shows is how we started. Yeah. So I want to make sure if you walk by my booth at any time that you were seeing, what I did. And what I do is the detail and the line work. So I wanted you to see that part. Really see what the paintings start to look like.
Oh, hey Graham. Graham says, hey David, you're pretty early streaming. Thanks for earlier. I hope it works.
Thank you, Graham. Trying to do the international as well. You guys can make some of these without having to stay up or be up at 4 a.m.
And Graham, if it doesn't work, just message because then we can go another route. Like that was. We thought that was what you were asking for, but we could do some other ways too if they're like, no.
And then you just gotta come over and fly it home.
Yeah, which is weird because DHL is usually the easiest international shipping. Like it's so easy for customs and they never hassle anybody. But customs are getting harder and harder now. All these rules and stuff about how you determine what's in the box, and then of course Brexit made the importation of things into England harder, and so things are changing all the time.
Nice going, Graham.
Yeah, well, I'm sure Graham made Brexit happen. And so yeah, there's ways that we could fix that if you need to. I see you too over on Instagram is watching from the Bahamas.
Hey, I see you too. Thank you for hanging out with us at the Bahamas.
What's further, do you think, the Bahamas or England? What's further from us?
From us, I would think England.
Let's see. Graham says maybe I should move. Well, you've seen a lot of the world. I'm sure there's a few countries you've decided that you like.
And eliminate a bunch of them.
Yeah, it's easy. Once you start traveling, it's easy to eliminate some right off the bat. Okay, let's see what the distance is. So San Diego to London is about 5,400 miles. He's not in London, but you know what I mean. Bahamas is only 2,400 miles.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing.
I know my geography.
Nothing. You didn't know how far that was.
No, but I knew he was farther.
Move your head.
1 second. Have to do her butt.
So when I made a call for which one's longer, you couldn't answer.
I just said it was farther. I said Bahamas was not as far.
This. Move your head now.
You're gonna have to wait 1 second.
Kush over on YouTube is saying, is she wearing Daisy Dukes?
She's definitely wearing Daisy Dukes.
Her little bony legs are jammed into that little shorty shorts. Katie ECT over on Instagram is saying the red Solo cups.
Yeah.
Says you're amazing. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
That's nice.
And we were just talking earlier how I don't have a Solo Cup sponsorship yet is beyond me.
Oh. She said, when you see the red cups, you know it's a party. That's what I'm saying.
So if you work at Solo Cups, get in touch.
Any minute now, I feel like the Solo Cup sponsorship's coming through.
Yeah, I gotta get in the way for a second.
No.
Can't do the line otherwise.
Here's the back of Dave's earlobe.
Yeah. See, and now solve.
Oh.
See? Woo. Stream almost went down.
Now, are you gonna do the polka dots with enamel?
I don't know yet. That's why I skipped them. Yeah, probably because I did do a bunch of detail on her.
Move your head. Your glasses are in the yeah.
Do a little.
Bicycle Repairman over on YouTube says, love your work.
Thank you, Bicycle Repairman.
Or B-Cycle Repairman, sorry. B-Cycle.
Hope it's.
Oh, see, now that's a good way of doing it.
Yeah, just a little bit.
So that's a funny thing about enamel, right? It's
It's
very
on or off. There's no in between.
Yeah.
You have to do it lightly so it's not. There we go.
Good. Alan's asking, have you been doing any work other than your painting, like Garage Magazine or any other companies?
Let's see.
What are you doing right now?
Licensing stuff. We have.
Oh, yeah.
We have some new licensing stuff. All kinds of small licensing stuff, from cell phone cases and every kind of device cases to stickers are about to release. We have a puzzle or two ones are already released. Some new products like that coming out soon. Just working on that kind of stuff. Let's see, what else is there?
Those, the mats, the play mats.
Oh, right, yeah, we just Inked Gaming. Yeah, Inked Gaming. We just worked with them on a released gaming mats and extended mouse pads, big, huge gaming pads and stuff. Really cool. We just got samples of those. We're going to do a whole post on when my samples come this week. Really amazing stuff they're making. It's really fun. Colors are great. It just looks really great. We're super excited about that. And so they just launched those. So we got that going. Everything's just now starting to pick up.
Yeah, there was a weird gap since the pandemic. A lot of companies went under, and then now 2-3 years later, we're seeing companies also now go under. Like they made it through. They were kind of surviving, but barely. You know what I mean? Like even companies that are owned by bigger companies, those big companies are cutting off some of their smaller divisions. So it's weird to see what that's doing with licensing and product launches and stuff. Like things that were supposed to happen just don't happen.
Yeah, we had a bunch of things that were supposed to happen that are now just not happening because the company's gone.
Yeah, it's really, really strange. And when you find out, you get an email from like the president or whatever, like whoever you've been working with, and they're like, sorry to say it's beyond my control. We're all getting laid off. You're like, wow.
Yeah, it's a real bummer because again, we've had some great relationships with companies for a while.
Move your head, please.
I have to be in there. I got to be in there.
Yeah, it's a bummer. I mean, you think about all these jobs, and especially when you find out that the parent company is one that's very successful. You know, you're like, I know you're successful. I know the pandemic actually boosted your business. So to cut off these other divisions is really a shame. But it's killed a lot of creativity, a lot of projects. So it's kind of some things are happening and then some others aren't. Kush on YouTube's asking, do your glasses provide magnification?
No, these are just straight, I can't see glasses.
Just readers.
Just read, well,
like
yeah.
You don't wear them walking around.
No. They're just prescription glass. So my glasses, though, my prescription is set, which I didn't even know they could do until I went in the last time. I have 3 prescriptions. My normal walking around nighttime driving, watching TV far away glasses.
Getting old guy.
Getting old guy glasses. And then I have computer glasses, which are set for 24 inches normal computer face distance. And then I have these glasses, which are made for 8 inches from the surface.
For small painting details.
Which I had to, they're like, you want what? I'm like, this is the pose. This is the distance. I needed to work this close.
Because on the screen, because you keep leaning in, it looks like super Coke bottles.
Yeah.
Like they look crazy. Do you know which glasses are which, or do you grab some sometimes? You're like,
oh, guys, and the second I put them on, I know. Like, these are ridiculous. Like, I can't even walk around in these. They're so...
Ugh.
I can see through walls with these guys.
So Frank, remember, he was on the live stream and ordered the Just Marooned
Yes.
canvas. Yeah.
Yes.
So he gave it to his wife, and he said she loves the painting.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent, Frank.
And he's saying, did you ever sell the Diver Mermaid?
Yes.
Yes. The original of that did sell. Half Warrior saying, "Oh, the back of his ear looks great." Yeah.
I know.
If I'm not here, it puts his big head in front of it, and that's all you're getting.
Well, it's tough because otherwise you get a super side angle.
Yeah.
Of the painting, so I try and make it work here.
It's true. We're nicely straight on now.
Yeah.
It's pretty nice.
It's always hard for everything this way here. Like this lawn chair will be a pain in the ass, and I'll get yelled at a bunch of times to move my head.
Graham says he's going to be saying goodnight, but he'll let you know either way what happened with that piece.
Excellent. Thank you, Graham. Let's fingers crossed.
Yeah.
I'll have to fly it over. How does somebody not have a matching photo of this?
Mm-hmm. It might be more X-rated than this, but yes. It's pretty.
What goes on at these concerts?
Oh, it's been a while since you've been to some concerts.
Yeah.
This is like, well, if you took off the cowboy gear, it's Coachella, but. I was watching a news thing on Coachella, and people are coming home with a weird, like a cold. It's not COVID or anything, but it's like very, kind of a severe cold. Like lots and lots of people are going home and they're sick. A cough, sneeze, headache, all this kind of whatever. It's from all the dust.
Yeah.
It's just a dust cold from all that crap in your lungs.
Like you're making a new kind of cold.
Isn't that gross? And then I saw a video of it. It's so yucky. Ooh.
Burning Man cold.
I don't care what band is playing. I'm not doing it.
can't remember the last concert we've been to.
I
know we blew off Flogging Molly because it was too late one night.
We
We
did.
didn't want to drive to fucking LA.
We did.
Sorry, the
we
language.
actually had tickets a few years ago. We had tickets to a concert that we really wanted to see. We've seen them before, but still. And I think it was in LA, so it would have been like an hour and a half drive.
Late night.
Late night and an hour and a half. And we just.
Talk about being old.
You've got they were like, I just can't make the concert.
You're like, the traffic's gonna be terrible.
Yeah. I think that's when I knew I had turned an old corner and I shouldn't bother buying.
I think that was the last time we even tried to buy because we'd seen them in concert probably 8 times, a bunch of times. So we're like, wasn't that big a deal?
It's pretty uncool though.
Yeah.
To be excited about the concert, to buy the tickets, to look forward to it, and the day comes and you're like, I'm just old. My only excuse is
you're like, ugh, I wish they'd cancel plans so I could just it'll be their fault.
Yeah, Paul Singer, are you talking about festival flu? Yeah, I think that's what they're calling it, right? These outdoor festivals, or I think that's what they're calling it, festival flu.
I think we're creating new flus. Like we don't have enough.
Oh my god.
Is there a sit-at-home flu? No. Good.
See, that's the thing. When I sit at home, nothing goes wrong. Bird watching from my backyard flu? Nope. Doesn't exist. We went out to the wild animal park today, Paul. It was lovely. Saw birds.
Oh yeah, and the top part is blooming so much. If you want to check out all like the
it's a
great time to go.
The point was to go up to the very top and look at the cactus and succulent area and the natural areas. It's just really pretty. It's nice up there. We didn't go see any of the wild animals.
Should I pull it up from here?
You could, yeah, you for sure could. Maybe how you see it up like 2-3 inches.
Okay.
Enough to where her hat is still on screen, so that's what I'm shooting for.
Okay. Please hold.
He said they used to be members of the Wild Animal Park, haven't gone this year, too busy with the dogs. Yeah, this is our first time in a long time. We bought a membership though, because what we feel like is if we
make ourselves go,
we can go anytime during the week, right? Never a weekend. And then we're home by 1. We're there from 9 to noon. Just a kind of
And as you can tell from our pre-conversation about concerts and not being able to stay out.
Yeah. I mean, at least it's outside. I'm not, I don't worry too much about getting festival flu. Half Warrior says it's looking really good.
Thanks, Half Warrior. We're getting there, man. We're putting it in there. Yeah, this is my favorite part. Everything starts to come together. Makes sense. All right, let's slide up a little bit for Instagram.
Yes. Please.
Give that a look.
I think so.
Is that good?
Let me hold on a second. It takes a delay. Perfect.
All right. Those little pants kill me.
I don't know how they're staying up. I don't feel like that belt is doing them any justice. You must have a big booty.
Exactly.
Oh, a little bandana. That is really cute.
I'm saying this guy exists. I've seen this guy.
Oh yeah, no, I've seen this couple, 100%. I think we saw them today.
Yeah.
What would you call it? Silent screaming at their kids.
Oh my God, yeah.
We went to a special butterfly exhibit at the Wild Animal Park, and you have to pay extra for it. And so you're thinking, oh, maybe a lot of people won't do it, and they only put small groups in at a time. But we were in the kid group. Oh, there were.
It was packed, and kids just running after with their hands outstretched like they want to smash. I mean, the staff was running around like, you know, freaked out because the kids were running around trying to stomp the butterflies. I cuffed his pants.
I was wondering what was going on there.
Little shout out to the rockabilly crowd.
Okay. Fair enough. He has the skinniest little legs.
This goes back to like talk about the enamel, and how freeing it is. There's no laces or detail on this shoe. It's just a big blob. So to go in and kind of carve out those and give it some style and some, you know, details is really fun for me to kind of create that with just the line work. These goofy little feet. How am I going to not get in the way with that lawn chair?
Yeah.
I'm not going to get in your
Does it
way.
help if you push it up again? And you're kind of painting from below? Oh no, now you're painting yourself in a corner. What are you doing? Get away from that side.
This is how it happens.
Oh, this is how it happens. I always wondered.
Come up from underneath.
Monique Lobitos over on Instagram says much love for your work from Chile.
Thank you, Monique, for watching from Chile.
Monique Lobitos.
Get it right. Super stoked you're checking that out. She may win the farthest award.
Well, I don't know. I think it's a guy. It's a Monique Lobitos.
Oh, Monique Lobitos. Okay.
And but the little icon looks like a motorcycle, so I think he's a motorcycle.
All right.
Half Warrior Artist says, ever have any accidental smears on the outlines, or does it dry pretty quickly?
Oh no, it doesn't dry quickly at all. It is enamel takes 6 hours, 8 hours to fully cure, and it can be smudged for a couple hours afterwards. So we've had all kinds of issues. My big stupid hands have flipped the brush.
Oh, yeah. Well, he'll be painting, and I'll hear him go, ah!
Yeah. And I tell you,
the brush goes flying.
And if I'm demoing and there's a crowd watching too, like you just hear the collective, you know.
Oh yeah. Not too often. I mean, you drop the brush a lot.
Yeah.
Because he's holding onto the brush, and like we used to do events, and we'd be out in the sun. It's like 90 degrees in Arizona. You're originally from Flagstaff. We were doing shows in Tucson and Tempe, and so it's hot as hell, and he's out front in the full sun. And he would be holding the brush, and it would just like go flying across the room. Mm-hmm. Oh God! But nothing that you haven't been able to fix.
No. I've been.
Right? I mean,
I'm always convinced that's what being a professional is being able to fix those problems.
Yeah. One time we were actually doing a live stream, maybe about a year or two ago, and there was a little text in a little sign the guy was holding. I can't remember what the word was. It was in Latin. It was in Latin, and he misspelled it. And somebody on the stream was like, you misspelled that. And he was like, oh, God. But if before the enamel dries, in that 6 to 8 hour period of time, you could kind of fix it-ish, depending. You wipe it off. There's no fixing. You wipe it off, and hopefully you don't ruin what's below it too much, because, again, the gouache isn't super stable either, so until it's coated, so you gotta move your head in some way. It's a mess. All right. Do you want to put it up? Yes, let's go up. So, Alex over on Instagram says beautiful. Definitely, I can't do that.
This is all I'm good at, Alex. End of list.
And says, do you ever license out your artwork?
I do. We do all kinds of licensing for everything from logos to T-shirt designs to everything. So you can just shoot me a message, and I can give you all the details.
Alcohol tends to come knocking often. Alcohol companies.
Yes, alcohol companies do tend to.
Food companies.
Food companies.
Yeah.
Bands.
Yep, bands. Lots of bands. Well, even worse, Half Warrior, worse than Dave flipping the brush, because he's like, I did it to myself, I can fix it, whatever. When we used to do events, almost once, we do events maybe twice a month. Honestly, we were doing a lot of events at one time. But people will come up to the painting while he's painting it and touch it. While he's physically painting, they'll touch him, or touch the painting, or like they won't believe it's real or something, and they would. It happened to adults, not kids. It was always like horrifying, like to kind of fix the little smear, or oh my God.
All the time.
It happened all the time.
I'm more freaked out about it now that I know she's going to be puking in it later.
No, not to worry.
I'm very worried.
It's proportionate. It seems like a good size. I think the girl will. And
Like
just-
it'll hold a lot of puke? What do you mean good size?
Alex says a great artist never makes a mistake. No, happy.
All intentional.
Of course. I meant to do that. I can't believe you're not doing the chair first.
Well, because I can't without being my head in the way.
No.
There's no possible way. So I'll move the piece. When I'm done this side, I'll move the piece over.
Okay.
I'm not going to get yelled at for my head in the way any more than I'm getting every 5 minutes. Trying to keep it out of the way. Yeah, let me change paint real quick.
So what does that mean?
Just hold on a second. I'll get back to painting. I'm going to paint the chair.
What does the paint change for? What is
Oh, so the paint's getting it's getting a little rubbery. So I mix a small batch, like the size of a dime, maybe a nickel. I mix this small batch with my reducer. Reducer makes it flow nice and easy the way I like it. Almost like the consistency of like an almond milk, a hair thicker than almond milk. So I do.
What does it start out as, the thickness?
I don't want to say maple syrup, but it's not far from it.
Okay.
So I mix a couple drops of reducer so it flows again. So it's more like like an almond milk, like not 1%, not 2% regular, except in almond milk. But so when it gets rubbery, the brush starts to stick. Just everything gets slower to drag, and it just instantly kills detail. And the brush gets clumpy. Can't make my nice fine lines.
Half Warrior says, how about flip it upside down to do the chair?
My brain can't imagine what it looked like upside down. I couldn't even paint it.
Oh my gosh. I've seen you do that. I've seen you paint.
For lines and swoops, but the funny thing is that's an object that requires crossing. The way those straps are going to cross. There's no way I think I could do it upside down.
Oh, that's funny.
I don't think my brain would be able to get it right.
So you can do bits and pieces, but like an item, you're like...
Yeah, I do like line, like there's like line, like a bowstring or something, an archer string, something that has an obvious just direction it's going. This is an object, and I could probably try and do it, but it'd be difficult.
That's funny. This couple is a disaster.
Yeah, this whole rug is a mess.
My goodness. I think at the end of the festival you just walk away.
Yeah, you leave that there. Buy another one.
Like, I don't want to roll up this blanket that's covered in beer.
Well, and the cooler full of our puke. I don't think I want to take that home.
I didn't know that was going to happen. Jeez. SoCal Tunes says, bought a print of yours in Old Town San Diego. Great brushwork.
Thank you, SoCal Tunes. Appreciate it. We love our Old Town tienda. We'll hopefully be down there live painting when it comes Day of the Dead time this year.
Diecast says, is the beer so cheap in Texas that they just throw it on the mats?
I think it's where it starts.
Oh, God. They just don't even care.
Solo, you have 5 cups in this painting. Why am I not sponsored yet?
Oh, my goodness. What would you do with said sponsorship? You know? How do you...
Oh, is it just cups?
Yeah, it's probably just cups.
Oh, it's not money.
No.
Should have thought this one out better.
Hopefully they make tiny cups like your paint cups.
Yes.
Which they should have little red Solo cups.
We're
my God.
Oh, I
Half
love
Warrior
those.
saying, so flip the painting upside down and then paint with your right hand.
Oh, no,
Problem
double. Double.
Problem solved and a new one created.
All my worst fears in one thing.
That is a lot, yeah. How to ruin a painting in one move.
I love the little sidelines on that edge.
Uh-huh. That's funny.
I don't know why. It just feels like cooler texture all of a sudden. Like it feels bumpy.
Oh, that's funny.
Okay, so we want to slide that little guy over.
Whatever you think.
Let's just slide it over. Ready?
Don't throw it across the room.
So, how far can I go? How far can we go?
I don't even know what is happening.
We're sliding it over.
Okay.
Is nothing in but the chair now?
It'll take a minute, but it's probably pretty close to that. Yeah, the chair's like right in the middle on Instagram.
Okay. Let's bang this chair out without
All right.
hopefully.
You can still see the dude. It's fine. It's just a matter of trying to keep your big head out of there.
Yeah, that's going to be the challenge because that is right over there. And keep my hand out because that's where it should go.
Goodness.
And then I could use a. Oh, this is terrible.
Did everyone in America have these plastic chairs?
I think we all did.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We even had the lounge ones because we had a
Oh, were you guys rich?
No, we had an above ground pool, so calm down on the rich part. But you fall through them after like a season. I mean, they're horrible. Oh my god. Yeah, he's half warriors. You know, why didn't you use a stick? He never uses a stick.
I never use them all. I don't.
He doesn't.
It's one extra thing I have to control. I've never used them. Again, they're probably, solve half the problem. I just don't like the extra. Again, I only tried a couple times and just didn't like it. And didn't bother to give it the true test.
Diecast this awesome chair. The chair of our childhoods. They even make these chairs anymore?
Yes.
Did they really?
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
I hate them. You couldn't get me to buy one.
Terrible chair.
Mm.
And this will lock it all together.
When you get up, you have crisscrosses on the back of your legs.
Mm-hmm.
Sweaty. Torture device.
Let me see. We had the kind that was like round plastic noodles, like all woven together. Is how I describe it.
Round plastic yeah, it was much thinner wheat.
Yes, yes.
It was the sister of this.
Yes.
It was the horse step sister.
Equally as terrible.
Yeah, they were terrible. They really were terrible. They're cute because they're colorful, but they're cheap and tacky and they're horrible. And they probably still sell these in like CVS and Rite Aid and stuff, huh?
Oh yeah, I'm sure they still exist.
Grab for the beach.
We're very elitist in our chairs.
Well, because I was shopping for chairs today, camping type of chairs, and now, I mean, they're canvas, they have cup holders, and the one I was looking at has its own shade roof. Like, this is fantastic. This is, I myself, I don't care what you're up to, I myself can sit out in the full sun and be happy. You could buy a plastic chair if you want. But.
Sounds like something you have to go to soccer with, though. Sounds very much like you'll have to talk to other adults.
For sitting outside in 90-degree weather birding, I'm...
But might I have to talk to other adults? Because I feel like if I get
No,
one of those things, I'm going to talk to other adults.
No, you do not.
Okay.
If you own this chair, you do.
That's a big no on the chair then.
Plastic chair, I think you'd have to talk to other people.
This is the shittiest chair.
I do not want this chair. I will sit on the beer-stained blanket there. belabor the chair point, but like, do people in other countries have to deal with these plastic chairs in their childhood? Or is it just like U.S. children?
Might just be a U.S. children thing.
I don't see children in Japan being forced to sit in this junk. You know what I mean? I feel like their chairs would be way more advanced. This is a poor person's chair.
I feel like my fingers are gonna get pinched just drawing this.
Yep, the pinches. Yep. This isn't getting you any closer to getting a chair sponsorship. I'll tell you that.
No.
I don't think we've built this up very well.
We spent the last minutes pooping on it, so.
I'll edit that out for a sponsorship.
All right.
Get paid in chairs. Damn it.
Oh, I don't want to get paid in chairs.
That's why they're standing.
That's why they're what?
That's why they're standing.
Mm-hmm. Because this chair is terrible.
F. Warrior says this looks great for a bald guy. Sincerely appreciate your time, both of you. Thanks. You betcha.
Thanks for hanging out. So I'm going to make a couple last strokes here on this chair. Get your questions in because we're wrapping things up now. I think we're getting close to finishing this chair that we've all now said how much we hate. Well, it looks as terrible as it's supposed to be. Just gotta pull that line across there.
Raymond on Facebook says, hey Dave, just discovered you and your work and I'm a fan now.
Hey, thanks Raymond. Welcome to the work. Welcome to the live stream. Appreciate you hanging out with us. We do these, we're trying to do these once a week. So feel free to join and ask any questions you have and check out the art. But again, thank you and welcome. Where you been?
Where you been?
Better late than never.
Half Warrior says good night everyone from Arizona.
Hey.
See you later, Half Warrior.
Thanks again for hanging out, man. We'll see you on the next one. Let's just finish a little. I'm just going to pop a few highlights with the white, and then we'll be finished.
Say good night, Gracie.
All right. Hey, thanks everybody for joining us. Hope to catch you guys on the next one. Next week, we'll be here again. So again, thanks. Have a great weekend and take care.